I've just been in to see The Darkness 2 from Digital Extremes, and I'm here with Sheldon. And so, what's Yaki been up for the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, this game takes place 2 years after the events of the first game. Jackie's now taken over. He's the Don of the Estacado family now. And, the game starts off, at least what you saw in the demo is, I can't go too much more in detail of the story because the story is so important in this game. If you're a fan of the first game, you know that if you knew going in that, sitting on the couch with Jenny was going to be a long and awesome moment, and being held back while she was killed was an awesome moment. You wouldn't want me to tell you the great story bits, but I mean, to set it up, you're the Dawn. It's been 2 years since the events of the first game, and what happened in the demo there was you were attacked by someone who wants to take the darkness from you.
Could you talk us through a little bit how it went about that you got the project, and where you sort of looked at the first game and what you wanted to improve and so on and so forth?
Yeah, for sure. For us, I mean, 2K came to us about just over 2 years ago and kind of said, hey, are you guys interested in doing the Darkness 2? And we were floored and excited. There's a lot of us who are huge comic book fans. We're huge fans of the original game. And so we just kind of looked at it and we said, okay, what are the things that we want to bring to it? And the one thing that we really wanted to keep was that great storytelling. And the things that we wanted to put our spin on were on, how the combat feels and kind of, and the art style of the game. So the combat, we've kind of went with the quad wielding. So essentially we're using the two demon arms. You've got a grab demon arm and a slashing demon arm. Both of those two things can be used, the grab to grab things in the environment, to grab guys, the slash to slash any way the player wants. And at the same time, you've got these two awesome guns where you can wield up to two awesome guns. So it creates these really dynamic combat scenarios, and that's what we're really excited about, Grab a car door, use it as a shield as you're going down the street, slash a guy, cut him in half, throw the car door at a guy across the street. Those types of things are what we feel we could brought to the title.
And it looks like a really intense game with a lot of action and a lot of different options to really go about.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We want, you kind of walk into a scene and you say, what could I use here? Like, what are my tools in terms of how can I take these guys out? At the same time, as much as it is an action-packed game, we kind of say, like, as our high level is in service of story. So we were so enthralled by the way the Darkness, the first game was in terms of story. We have the same writer. So Paul Jenkins, who wrote the comic books, and he wrote Darkness 1. He's back. He's writing Darkness 2, so it's really exciting that way. We have Mike Patton back as the voice of the Darkness, so Jackie's being taunted, the right way, in the way that only Mike kind of can. And then on top of that, we kind of adapted this kind of interactive storytelling where you're in control of Jackie all the time. We're not breaking you away for cutscenes or anything like that. Anything that's happening, the player has some measure of control.
One of the key elements, of course, is light and darkness, and the fact that you're strong when you're in the dark, and your new art style and the way you're treating darkness is kind of special, and I really like it, because a lot of the time when you're playing in the dark, all you see is like a black screen and maybe something in the distance or...
Right. Yeah, I mean, we looked at it and we said, okay, like, let's get a graphic novel, start peeling through the pages of Darkness and seeing what we see, and we're getting the darks, but in the darks, there's always those pops of color. Now, usually in the comic book and graphic novels, it's red because it's blood, but we wanted to bring that to the game. So, when you're in the dark, it's comfortable, and you can tell you're in the dark, but there's still all these pops of color and the very graphic nature, hand-painted textures that you can actually still see and kind of understand what the environment is. As soon as you get into the light, that's where the reverse is. It feels like how Jackie must feel in the light. Can't see, kind of blurred. You want to get out of the light. So we just wanted the experience to reflect Jackie's.
Sort of like looking into the camera lights over here.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
And so where are you at in development right now, and then how are things shaping up?
Yeah, right now we're looking at fall of this year as the release. We still have a ton of polish that we're putting on the game, but we're getting really close. Yeah.
Right, and we're looking forward to seeing more of it, maybe at E3 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to show you more.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot.